all over the track, man. Pardon me, as I come back, as I give it to, I had to beg your pardon. When the devil do the turn, I roll with the squadron. Row, like a dungeon dragon. Change a little jaws, cause the pants are sagging. Try to test the bitch, I will put you in a turban. And have it smelling right, it's the most scale urine. Chuckity choco, the chocolate chicken, the rear got diesel, but chicks they were kicking. Yo, bust it out before the buster, not the round, the rhythm and stick. Around the old town, you bring up the sound just like other to yo. I'm turned the vibe and check out the scenario. Yeah, my man, what's the scenario? Here we go, yo, here we go, yo. What's the scenario? Here we go, yo, here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Here we go, yo, here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
Happy Severance Sunday, everyone. We got some conversations to be had from this episode. It's like nothing happened, but a lot of conversations need to be had about some things. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like we gotta have some morality conversations. And the acting portrayed in this episode by these actors going into in different characters for innies and outies and the tones that they bring. When I tell you this show can be used as a masterclass for filmmaking, just period. Direction, acting, cinematography, writing, all that good stuff. But of course, I am not here by myself. Charles, how did you feel about this latest episode?
I dug it. It was cool. They're not answering questions, but they are leading us towards something. And I feel the push. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like they're aiming us at something, but they're not telling us nothing yet.
They're leaving room for a lot of inferences and a lot of buildup in some areas. Like I feel some things on the rise, but we're gonna talk about them, y'all, because I have some theories. So if you all are new here, my name is Kay Bly. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you have not. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that right now because we are about to talk about Severance Season 2, Episode 6. This will be a spoiler review. Before we get into this episode, Charles, how did you feel about the overall tone?
I mean, it was cool. They did a lot of, I mean, you pointed this out before, they did a lot of camera work, like a lot of framing and it's like storytelling through framing, you know. I got what they were doing, like, and it's funny because I probably wouldn't have picked up on it if we hadn't discussed it before. But like going into it, I was a little more cognizant of it, you know, being like front and center. And they did a lot in this episode. Like it's like, yeah, and it got kind of obvious, but I don't know if it's obvious now because I'm paying attention to that, or if it's like they're just showing their hand.
Y'all drop down in the comments. I want to know what are your season 2, episode 6 theories going into this episode, because again, it's like I feel like a lot happened, but not a lot happened. But I will say we had some office romances this episode. Put in the comments what office romance story were you more invested in. Mark S and Helly R, Dylan and Gretchen, or we got Irving and Bert. So we had some stuff going in this episode. There was a lot of tension with the characters.
That Irving and Bert, man.
We gonna talk about Bert because I said, Bert, what did you do that you feel like you was on the way to hell? Like,
yeah.
what
like you did a fresh start by making a new you.
Right. Just like that's why you got to pay attention, because see, me glancing at the conversation, it just seemed like these old white guys having dinner. And if you don't pay attention, you're going to miss the message there. Like Bert's husband was like telling on him, like, nah, you been out here wilding, like you and Lumon been I don't know what y'all been out here wilding to the point that we had to talk about this at church. Okay, we had to talk about saving souls. So we're gonna get to that, y'all, because that's what kind of stuck with me. But we're gonna talk about Bert here in the end. It's I want this on a t-shirt. But
The fact that it's him, man, it's actually him. And you can tell from the back.
I'm gonna find
Oh,
me a
man.
shirt that says hang in there, y'all. Cause if I get anything from Severance, y'all somebody find me this shirt.
Yeah.
But your boy Dylan said, he started putting on his thinking cap and doing some investigative work, and Irving left him a note. And at least now he's starting to bring his coworkers into the fold instead of just kind of sitting alone by himself, because he don't want them to take Gretchen away. But I do feel like that was important for them to know that while y'all was distracted with everything else, Irving B was still out here working in investigative mode while
Yeah.
y'all wasn't paying attention. So I'm glad he brought that out, although I know they're still suspicious of it. um I'm glad that Dylan is not shutting down and shutting them out to everything, because I know he's not telling them about Gretchen. But if it's about Irving and if it's about y'all staying on the task of trying to find out what's really going on with Lumen, you need their help. How you feel?
Yeah, he really straddled in the fence, like, because like that day he knew he had his little, wife meetup session that day, so he ain't want to be caught doing nothing crazy. But at the same time, he is a team player. He told them about it. He didn't keep it to himself, because he very well could have. Because it could have just been a
Mm-hmm.
lost message from Irving, and Dylan said, "Screw that, I want to see my wife." So he did. He did, inform them. I thought like they were gonna go back to the room and look behind the thing, and it was gonna be gone. That was my first thought when he told them about it. But yeah, he's on it, but at the same time, he is still kind of under Lumen's thumb with this deal he has. So he's playing it carefully, but he's still playing. I think that's the key here, because he's still in the game.
I think he's partially still somewhat in the game is because he really don't give a damn about the Audis. Like, I think he's just like, I want, to know like my Audis family, but on the other hand, like I don't care nothing about them. And if it's
I
gonna be something to help us in here, like I want to help us in here, but I still don't want that part taken away.
I I kind of peeped that when. Well, I will get to the session, but during the session, it felt like are they on some? He's about to go, like he's about to be the Audi. You know what I'm saying? He's about to take his Audi's life.
Dylan is up to something, in that mind of his. But I know one thing: he don't give a damn about Audi Dylan no more, not at all. I'm glad Mark was the one to tell her and nobody else, because if anybody else would have told her, they wouldn't have been nice about it. It would have just came out in an unkind way.
Yeah,
And
especially if Mr. Seth.
yeah, Mr.
Especially
Seth
if
would have
Mr.
did it in a nice, nasty way.
Yeah.
He'd have been like,
Be
"Oh
like, by
yeah,
the
yeah,
way.
exactly. Did you enjoy your time in your tent with Helena? It sounds like you guys were enjoying yourselves."
Oh man.
He would have
Yeah,
been real nice,
just like
nasty
just like
about
that.
it.
Yeah, she I understood where she was coming from. I think she felt used, you
Mhm.
know. But I hated Mark's reaction. His initial reaction is just terrible. I don't know. He was rubbing me the wrong way the whole episode. I know he's going through some things, but his mind blipping. We don't even know if they were in there for real, or if this was a memory that just came back to him while he was outside of Lumen. But yeah, like she really, I feel like she took it well. She's very defiant. Like she felt like this lady used me, and like I refuse to be used. I'm gonna do what I wanted to do, but on my terms. And I think that's why they had a little office romance. That was her, like her getting back at herself almost. And
She was being used. Helena used her and Mark because she was the one who knew what was really going on, and
yeah,
she used Helly by pretending to be her, and she used Mark because she lonely for real, for real.
She is like she got problems, man.
She
Like
really,
it's crazy how like Helly is the same one, and she just been bored.
exactly. She's the one thing clearly because no, Helena, she's an evil Egan just like the rest of her family,
She
and I don't
is.
blame Helly for being mad because she's just like, you essentially put me to sleep so you can take my man, but he don't really want you. You, in order for you to get him, you had to act like me.
Mm-hmm. She could never initiate. She could never like get in. It's I don't know, man. That's
And then
crazy.
Mark was, well, I thought it was you. That ain't enough. How you
I
not know?
mean, I can't put it past them, but at the same time, Irving knew.
And tried to tell you. He tried to tell you.
Irving knew. Irving peep gay early, but it was like, nah.
Exactly.
Something ain't right about her.
He knew on that. He knew on day one. Mark. Well, I didn't. But did you even? You didn't even think of. You didn't even entertain the concept of
He was
maybe.
too excited, man. He was too excited. He
So I
wasn't
would have
thinking with
been.
the right head. Like it's crazy.
I would have been mad too because if I know me, I don't care if somebody is an exact clone copy of me. It's just some things that you need to know that's going to be about me. Okay. You need to know certain mannerisms and things that I'm going to have. And if you don't see these certain mannerisms or patterns of my speech or little habits, then I'll be like, do you really know who I am? And that's where she was at. Like, so you really couldn't tell. Like,
That would be unfair in certain situations, like with Huey and the boys, because that thing gets all their memories and everything.
but she still was in a much better mood than Starlight.
He
the clone
was.
the clone of Starlight was just happy and go lucky and I love
Yeah,
you Huey
and
and
that's why that's how he ended up clocking them. Like, hold on,
like
why
this
you
heifer
so
ain't been
damn happy?
happy in a long
You know,
time.
what we damn going through right now. Why you?
Like this hoe really don't even like me like that. So you doing a lot of smiling for somebody that don't like me.
Oh, that's funny.
And now, being that we've done this, and it ain't like the Innies have had any type of sex education classes. So I didn't see any contraceptives either time come out.
Oh yeah, like I keep hearing the pregnancy, theory or whatnot. Yeah, Marcus in there shooting up the club, man. She is like he don't even know to pull out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she about to be pregnant, and it's wild because his kid is gonna be an Egan, and his wife is still there. His wife. Yo, it's like he don't even get. He don't like. I mean, I know the any mark is kind of figuring things out. From a different angle when it comes to the wife aspect. He's feeling like I gotta get Audi Mark's wife back, not my wife back. So he playing real fast and loose with being married and knowing his wife a lot.
Cause bruh, that's gonna be a different story when we find Gemma and we wake her up and you got an Egan baby on the way.
Yeah, come on, man.
Like I don't know if she gonna want to go home with you.
Like even if it's like perfect scenario and like Helly R ends up being the Audi, like she ends up taking over the main personality and he gets Gemma back. Like what? And he has both his memories of both. Like, oh my god,
And
there is
that's
no perfect
kind of gonna be a
scenario.
lot of yeah, that's gonna be a lot on him because see he's gonna know that. And how do we explain that to Gemma? Because sir, you lost sight of the objective. It was to go and now that 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 was on his own. I blame Helena for the last incident, but now Mark S. I don't know what you and Audi Mark are gonna do trying to deal with this because Helena is a nasty asshole and she's gonna do some grimy stuff. If it comes to that, she's gonna be real grimy, and I don't know where that would leave Helly.
Yeah, man. I don't know. This
Like I
is
said, this is like some like
everything.
real
Like everything just points to a
humanity
bad outcome.
conversation. Like this is real. This is real messy.
Yeah, and it's odd because it's like we're watching the most naive people on the planet fumble through the dark with some real adult, real life stuff.
And I don't even because Helly, as in any world, that's her boo thing. They're as innies, but Helena knows Audi Mark has a wife who's probably still alive unless they cloned her, and then Helena also knows that any Mark has Heliar. She's the one that's like, I know all of these things, but I'm gonna still get in here and do some damage anyway.
Yeah, but the only thing she don't know is that Mark is getting reintegrated.
Right.
So, I mean, ultimately, Mark will hold the most cards in that game that they're playing, but I don't know, man. It's still messy. It's still not a clean cut. There's nothing at this point. If she's pregnant, there's no just way out. So yeah.
Number one, her daddy he already don't like her, so I don't know how he gonna feel about her getting pregnant
Oh
by
my god.
any. Because technically, if she be pregnant by an any, that ain't Mark Audi didn't consent to that. You would be pregnant by somebody you tricked to sleep with, and now you have this child that you would essentially have to deal with as an illegitimate child. And I don't know how the Egan family is going to actually look at her
Man, I'm like, okay.
for
My
having that.
thing is with Lumen, you have co-ed conditions down there. Like, why isn't there contraception? You know what I'm saying?
Why aren't they talking to them about stuff like that? Because
Yeah, like
they're
they
not.
should have like a seminar or something, like just
Because
in
think about
case.
it. If the innies have a child, they're at work all day, so they're not technically going to be the ones raising their own kid.
Yeah, they're not. So it's
Their
like,
Audis would have to, so they would
like,
be they would be creating a child that they will not essentially get to raise.
but my thing is like, is this the first time people have been banging down here? Like, you know what I'm saying? I know the goat people. Come on, man. They were males and females in there, and there was a lot of them. They
I don't
only
know. Well,
see each other
maybe
every day. You're not telling me that people aren't getting it in down there.
I mean maybe that's why they extracted Bert out because they was just like this gonna get too messy, and maybe they've seen what it looks like when it gets too messy, and they pulled him out of there. But they this if Heliar wasn't Helena, I think they would have split them apart sooner.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they would have. She's pulling the strings. Like she wanted to be next to Mark, so they let her get next to Mark
And lo and behold, we over here having a nosebleed.
right after six.
And yes, which would be traumatic to me if I saw that I'd have been like, what is that? Is this supposed to is this normal or like I'd have been like, is
Oh,
this a
that's funny.
normal thing that occurs? And then you got Soo Young over here, just all in their
Oh
business.
my god,
Child, why is you trying to fix the nosebleed? They don't have an on staff nurse.
man,
What
she
is your
everything.
what is your job? Exactly. Every time you
I'm
turn
saying, I
around,
feel like, I mean, when she was talking to Seth, they had their little passive aggressive interaction. It seems like she's an intern. I think she's an intern. Like, and I don't know why there's a child intern for Lumen. That's
why is
that's
this
weird.
appropriate?
Yeah, that's weird as crap. Then it's like I feel like she's not severed though. I feel like she's on the separate floor, but she's the same in and out. When she leaves, she's the same. I feel like she's like Seth.
Yeah, I think either she is completely severed or not at all. Like I don't think she has the any outie thing. Either she's all
Yeah,
any or all outie.
Yeah, she's all any man. What if she's like a kid that was born down there and the kids?
That's not like she ain't a half it. She's all of something, but she's not like them.
Yeah, she's not like them. But yeah, she's asking these invasive questions, kind of sort. I mean, she's trying to figure it out, like what's going on with him. Why you got a random nosebleed? And it kind of felt like she was like, kind of not figuring it out, but she's poking holes in the right direction. And Mark doesn't have the right answers because he knows he's getting reintegrated. He knows why his nose is bleeding.
And yet nobody thought to say stay in the child's place, because that would have been the first thing that I would have said.
Oh man, they don't know to say that.
I know exactly. They don't know. They literally just accept that there is a minor working in their work environment.
I mean, they ask like, "Why are you a kid?" But other than that,
oh, and here is what are we calling this time? Is this family visitation? Is this date night, or
like a conjugal visit?
what are we exactly? What are we calling this little rendezvous meeting that we're having here? And Dylan is getting a lot more bold. Like the first time he met up with her, he was like nervous as hell. But now that he's realized that he don't like Audis, he's just like, I'm just gonna make my moves on her. Like, I like looking at you. Can I hug you?
I do feel his resentment for not being able to have a life. Like he wants to have a life outside of this condition. And yeah, I mean, the moment he saw his kid, he saw his son walking to the closet, he wanted to have a life. Like he wanted to have more than what Lumon was giving him. But because prior to that, he was the model employee. He won the waffle thing last year.
I want to erase the waffle party from my mind, because it went from we sitting down being at a fancy Waffle House to what is that one movie that came out? I want to say like in the 90s.
It's a lot of those.
The one with was Tom Cruise in there?
What? Where he was a chef? What?
The party with the masks on?
Oh, Vanilla Sky?
No.
Yeah, Vanilla Sky was a party with the mask on. You talking about Eyes Wide Shut?
That's the one. The waffle party with the eyes wide shut, real bad.
Yo, my mom hates those movies so much. Anytime Tom Cruise is on TV, she's like, "Oh my god, I hope it's not the Eyes Wide Shut." She called it the bad thing.
Miss Turner, I want to erase it from my memory too.
Oh man,
I just want to eat my waffles. You know what? Instead, y'all could have gave me some chicken with it. Okay, I would have happily sat and ate my chicken and waffles. I didn't ask for naked people in masks to come out at me like this, because it got weird real fast. Nobody wanted that. Okay, y'all thrust that upon him. Dylan didn't even ask for that. Okay.
I mean, but he want this though.
He definitely
he into Gretchen, boy. But like, I mean, I feel like he would have been into anybody that walked up in there. The fact that they walked his actual wife in there, they could have got somebody and said, "Hey, this is your wife."
But I think that means something to know that there's a connection with him on the outside, and that they have a family and a house, and that there's children. And I think it's even more funny to him that now he knows that his Audi version of him is a bum and a scrub, that he can I can be Mr. Nice Guy, because the real me ain't shit. But this I got what you need right here. Okay, I don't come with no trauma. Oh, he said I don't come with no trauma or nothing. He said, look, I can keep a job.
yeah, man. Buddy was trying to buy a car. She like, what the hell? Like, like Dylan is just terrible. I don't know if it's like, is he neurodivergent? Like he can't read a room. Like you gotta be able to read the room, man. Like clearly your wife isn't into that car idea. Clearly your wife wants you to do something, like he's not reading her at all. And the Any Dylan is so attentive, like he's so there the way that she wants Outie Dylan to be. And like for me, my question is it cheating? Because like she's had sex with this man, or with this body at least.
You know, I wouldn't think it would be if she would have said something, but the fact that when she went home and she said, "Nah, I ain't even see him at all."
Like, and she was like, "Yo, yeah, I, kind of made out with you at work." They would have been one thing.
I feel like wouldn't have been nothing wrong but saying, yeah, we had, we was cool and I gave him a hug and kissed, the other part of yourself goodbye. It seems less devious when it's like, yeah, because, it is you and I want you to be comfortable and stay at work because you need this job. But when she's like, yeah, I didn't even meet up or nothing like that.
Because she want the one on the inside. Like that's cheating. That's mental cheating. They say women cheat with their minds. Like
yeah, she's definitely, and Any Dylan is a lot nicer than Outie Dylan. Like Outie Dylan is mean to her.
Yeah, I feel you. Like they want us to root for Any Dylan the way it's framed. We don't know a lot about Outie Dylan except he's a loser, but he does have kids. I mean, he got kids. His kids seem to enjoy him as a father, and it's like, and maybe Any Dylan would be a better father, but he would be a different person to them. That's why it's complicated. I mean, the mom is like, yo, switch this nigga up.
Real fast. She just like, we can keep this ship in and just keep the other one asleep. What paper do I need to sign?
Yeah, but it's like when you get to the kids though, that's when it becomes like, man, it's different. His situation messy too, man. Like super messy.
That's why I said it's just like a lot not didn't happen, but a lot did happen because there's some conversations to be had about what's ethical, what's morally correct. What when you think about mortality, what does that mean for you living and how you live, and what does this mean for the people around you? It's just like a lot of conversations about humanity that need to be had in this moment in these various situations. But if you all are still hanging with us, or if you just hopped in, and if you have not, hit that thumbs up button, hit subscribe, and we will be back in just a second.
Well, imagine as I'm pacing the pews in a church corridor, and I can't help but to hear. No, I can't help but to hear.
Thank you.
Thank you. What a beautiful wedding.
Thank you.
Thank you. What a shame the poor groom's bride.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I signed in with the haven't you people ever heard of?
Thank you.
Closing a goddamn door. No, it's much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of poison rationality. I signed in. Haven't you people ever heard of?
Thank you.
Closing a goddamn door. No, much better to face these kinds of things with a sense of.
So,
it's your boy.
Your boy Milkshake, he took the term code switching to a whole other level.
Yeah, he's trying to brainwash himself into being a literal other person, like somebody he totally isn't. But he's doing a good job. He's doing a good job of turning that nice guy to an asshole real quick.
Because I was laughing initially when he was having a conversation with Soo Young, and he was using using all these big words, and I was like, in the mean, didn't they just tell you not to use all these big words, and then you use all of these big words with this little girl, knowing good and hell well she don't know what none of this stuff means, and she just be sitting there smiling like she understand, and she the one probably went back and snitched and said you used all these big words. Good
I knew it was her for the jump, yo. This little girl Tyler, you talking, bro.
I know with her, she told on him, and he
I
gonna still
definitely do that.
use the big words anyway, and hanging it over her like, look, your approval got to go through me. So if I
You
was you, I
did.
would listen to me. Okay, I'm the one that's got to sign off on this. So I'm letting you know that you may be going back and saying some stuff. You might be doing some stuff, but I'm the one that's got to make it happen. So the reason that you're here, you're gonna have to go through me. And the fact that he stared in the mirror, and this is why this show is so intelligent. And if you think about how you have been saying this whole time they're in the simulation, take the term code switching and put it how that would look if you enter it into some kind of computer simulation. And that's the scene that we got in the mirror. I said this show
Yeah.
does some really brilliant things because he literally and it was almost, and that's why this show borders on things that are horror and fantasy and sci-fi, because that was a very dark, uh, macabre type scene. Looking at him try to change his pitch and his verbiage to articulate something. It's literally like the code was changing right before our eyes to turn him into what they wanted him to be at his performance evaluation.
Oh yeah. I knew I knew he had lost it when he was doing them paper clips and his hands started shaking. Like, bro, how long were you doing that? Like, seriously, your hands are shaking from doing it. And then when he got in the mirror and start repeating what he said to what's her not Su Young, what's her name? Huang.
That is
Uh
so young.
oh my god. When he when he was repeating the phrase, and it basically meant grow up or whatever. Like, it took him a while for the layman, presentation of that sentence to come to his mind. It kind of reminded me of, the first Matrix when Trinity jumps across the roof and she falls in this stairwell. She says, "Get up, Trinity," to herself over and over and over again. It
Mm-hmm.
reminded me of that. So when I saw that, I was like, they're in a simulation. I'm still stuck on the simulation thing. Because, like, he was trying to will himself to change. Like, she was trying to will her mind to stand up. She was sitting in a chair somewhere. Her mind was trying to stand up. So yeah, it's a simulation, man. If it's something else, I don't. I'm not taking back my initial thought process. But if it's something else, I'll be surprised, super surprised.
Because he literally seemed like he was like glitching a little bit. And it's like, it ain't never that serious. I mean, like, was he practicing using a paperclip correctly? I'm like, what are you doing?
Bro had a stack of papers and he was just on off, on off. Like, bro, like, what is it? They all got to be the same side, the short side up, the big side down. Like, I don't know, but he was on it. Look like the whole work day he was in there changing the paper clips.
Let me see. I ain't never cared enough about what they say in the performance enhancement meetings to go off on my own and practice to do what they told me to do. Because at the point they tell me that in the performance meeting is when I'm on Indeed.
Oh wow.
I'm on LinkedIn.
Like, you put the paper clips on roll, you go quit.
I'm like, okay.
I believe you too.
Turn alerts back on.
I believe you.
Yep, cause no, you ain't gonna tell me no foolishness and expect me to just sit there and be Seth and go along with it.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said earlier in one of the previous reviews, like, man, it's a cult, man. They have cult-like tendencies. Like, he down for the cause. He down to completely change himself to be what they want him to be. Even after that picture, after they pretty much patronized him, he had all these concerns and questions and things. Asked another black person, she like, Fuck out of here. So
Her ass in the damn sunken place.
and then, and then like I mean, after all that, he does what they want him to do. Like I guess I mean it's so many allegories in this thing. Like I don't know if I'm reading into it too much, but it just seems like it's like how everything is messy. That's how an office is for real. Like it be so much drama in the office. Like
This is why
you can't go back.
It's gonna take a lot to put me back in that situation because I'm still triggered. But this show be triggering me so much. Let me have my my remote work because this office environment, because I've been there, done that. The office environment is very toxic sometimes, and it can be very triggering. And I'll be looking at this like, nah, dog. They about to turn Seth into a whole Smith agent, and he gonna be walking around talking like he in the Matrix like everybody else. That's a good indicator of how I can tell Helena and Helly are apart because Helena still talks like she in the Matrix.
Yeah, she is very stiff as a person. That's one thing though. Everybody outside, all the Audis seem kind of stiff.
Exactly. That's why I said they all seem like they all have this tone about them. Probably aside from like Devin and Rickon and his dumb ass, but everybody else is like they talk like they're in the Matrix. So Mark said, you know what, let's go ahead and do this. Let me stop playing games. Let's do this.
I mean, what was she doing? He moved, didn't he? When she was like what she said, flooding his
yeah, she's trying to flood the chip out. And first of all, when she opened the back, I said, "What? Are we doing this in the basement? You ain't got no real hospital lab to do this in. You got to do this here."
Yeah, my thing is though, I hate to be like the nerd on this, but he shouldn't feel no direct pain, and ain't no nerves in your brain. Like people can get brain surgery or wait. He was in there like that shit was hurt. I mean, I understand opening the back of his skull probably hurt, yeah, but inside the brain and like, but why was he jerked because it came to that
But then
scene.
she told him to not move, and I'm pretty yeah.
But it came to that scene from the like he had came there like zoomed there from being in Lumon because it was a memory that kind of collided or whatever. But it's like that's supposed to happen like that. I don't know, man. I feel like she's telling him she's better at it, but he's kind of having some of the same loopy situations as the other guy who did it. And I don't know if she's telling him that because
she is winging it.
Yes, she is, but it just feels like she's desperate for an inside man, so she's using him, whatever. And like, I mean, she cares about him because he's her weapon, like he's her tool.
She need to like say these things. Like we know this procedure isn't foolproof, but you need to tell him that like, hey, I think I can do this, but it's gonna be, some discomfort, if you will.
I feel that. I mean, and she is telling him stuff late because after he gets up from his stupor, he was like, "Man, I'm hungry as hell," and she's like, "Oh yeah, that's part of it. Like, why didn't you tell me I was gonna be a human vacuum cleaner?" You know what I'm saying? In the beginning, she's flying by like the seat of her pants on this and it's crazy because she's all of this dude brain winging it.
Like tell him and then let him sign up for whatever side effects come. But you need to tell him the truth up front. That is again ethics and consent. Like, are we like? Does nobody believe in ethics and informed consent here? Like at all?
Not in this universe. Not at all. It's not a thing.
Clearly not.
Ain't no all. OSHA.
Exactly. Ain't no code to protect patients or clients or nothing. People y'all just be out here doing stuff. And I guess which is why that big pushback, the movement against people that are like against the procedure
Yeah,
are there, because they're the only ones that are like, this is unethical, this is not right, this is not fair. What about, the client's rights?
but you know
What about
us,
being fair to them?
the fact that we're so close to like Lumen and we're in there with them, we don't see a lot of the outside pushback. I
Mhm.
wonder like how big it is. Like, is it like small factions of individuals pushing back, or is it a huge like global movement out there that's saying the opposite? Because it's like his sister's like on the side of like what they're doing in there can't be up on the up and up. And
Mhm.
Ricky is kind of like that too. But like when they have their friends, or what do their friends think? Like their friends kind of seem iffy about Mark being, severed, but it kind of seems like ignorance. Like they don't really know about it. So it's like it's society's head in the sand, like it's going on, and there's a select group of people who are like aware, and
But remember, that's when Dylan tried to get the job and he got discriminated against for being severed.
he did. But it's
Hmm.
okay, well, since y'all don't like separate people, like, is it how is society can't be anti-Lumen though, because Lumen seems to run everything. So like I'm trying to figure out like how big is that opposing faction, and like how many of them is, because I feel like Irving working for somebody and it's not the same somebody that Rahabi is working for.
We need, how in the first, the movie, not the first Purge, but the first Purge movie, where it only followed Ethan Hawke and his
Yeah.
family, and we didn't actually see what the Purge did to society until like the next two movies.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this is what's happening with Severance, is that we only know what we know with like Mark and his situation. We don't know on a large scale what this looks like and what this is doing out in society. And I think if they gave us like an episode or something to tell us what uh, Lumen as like this big conglomerate, how it impacts this whole community, and what are everybody's feelings towards it, like what does everybody else know about it or been exposed to about it, because we still have so many unknowns about the community, this town. We don't even know where they are or when they are.
Or if they are.
There you go, there you go.
I mean, seriously, because like if you think about it from that perspective, it's kind of like a video game. When you're in the video game, the other side of the map or whatever doesn't exist until you get there. And it seems like we don't experience nothing outside of Lumen unless Mark goes there, or one of the innies, one of their Audis goes somewhere and we follow them, like the man selling doors, like which is an odd. They had a whole setup for doors. Like, what kind of world is this?
Exactly. Questions to be explored with Severance. I want at least like one or half episode where y'all just world build a little bit for me. I need to know what's going on out there. But I know we talked about Irving and Bert a little bit at the beginning. But what we find out is what Bert may have invited Irving to sit down and have this dinner with them so that Drummond could go and break into his house. He bought Lumen some time to go spy on him.
I mean, I feel like Bert's retirement was a ruse anyway. Cause it's like, they said he retired, he said he got fired. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nothing was adding up. And then like when they had the dinner and Fields was talking about Bert being with the company for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And like, so yeah, I feel like Bert might have not even been severed down there.
That's what some people are saying. But I feel like he was severed in a way that Helena was.
Yeah, he had say on when he could be him and when he could be an
Mm-hmm.
innie.
Because I still think that they may have initially wanted the severed part because to save his soul. But I do think he had a bit more autonomy over it, like Helena. Like, I know I want to be severed, but I'm going in there for the purpose of da da da. And maybe that's when they made a thing to like, let's pull out now because my Indian here wilding and doing stuff I ain't asked him to do. Like I need you to go. I need you to be in there to help save my soul. Okay. And
but what's funny with Bert is like he's one of the only people on the show. His Indian and Audi have very similar personalities.
I don't know because his Innie seemed a lot nicer though.
I mean, his Audi just seemed more honest or more realistic. You know what I'm saying? His Eddie was more lofty with his ideals, but like they still had this similar look on life. Like it's something about the way because like when other people's Audis don't act like they're Annies at all, and I know what's the actor's name? He's a great actor. He's in every freaking thing. But like he's a great actor, so it's not like he's
Christopher Walken.
Yeah, Christopher Walken. It's not like he's misplaying this. So like, why is his Audi like just as enthusiastic and just as loopy with like concepts? Like they're both very like inquisitive in a very similar fashion. I picked up on that. That's why when I first started thinking, like, was he ever severed? Like, because was this severed person an act? Like how like Helena's was an act?
That's a good question. I feel like he was, but I feel like he just had control over it.
I mean, now that you say about the soul thing, whatever he did to make him feel like, hey, I need a redo. I need a soul redo.
Exactly. I want to know what the hell he did in his past that was that terrible that they both said, "Oh, you going to hell?" Like for real, like you going to hell.
When Fields said 20 years, like I feel like Fields didn't misspeak. Like he's been with Lumon for 20 years. So whatever he did with Lumon during that time, I feel like whatever that was is the reason why he felt like, okay, let me go through with this process because ain't no way I'm getting into heaven after this, whatever it was.
Oh yeah, I wanted. He had to that both. If both of them agreed that it was so bad he's going to hell, he had to do something bad. But it ain't like he done turned over a new leaf because he's playing in Irving face right now.
He
like,
is, but
you still ain't worth a damn.
But like Fields is also keeping it close to his chest too, because I mean, they had that whole spiel about Annie's deserving love and wanting them to have like the lifetime of experiences, but at the same time, you can sense a resentment over the idea that Irving and Bert had sex as Annie's. So like they're so disingenuous. That whole conversation was a lot of
y'all invited this man to dinner to play in his face and to smile him behind his back. And
I feel like that's how
I don't like how they do with Irving right now.
That's how they interact, though. I feel like that's how they interact as a couple. Like them together is slightly adversarial. You know what I'm saying? And it's slightly playful at the same time. It's like two alpha males.
Like I feel like Lakeith and Get Out. Like this whole time, I'm just like, Irving, get out. I don't trust either one of them there. I felt uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable with him being there.
Yeah.
This
whole scene had me tripping, yo. Like
I said this bitch right here. So now that Helly is back, and now she's back with Mark S. This one won't. She wants a man so bad.
Bruh.
She gonna approach him in real life to try to take him to meet her dad. Don't nobody want to meet your crusty ass daddy. Right. Nobody. That ain't a prize. That ain't a treat. Then you come over here with them fake smiles and don't even get his wife's name right.
She so did. What she called her, Hannah?
And that was the last straw for him. That was it.
Although, man, he was playing along. He felt something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's getting reintegrated or whatnot, but he felt something in that moment. He was flirting back. Like, they were flirting. They were definitely flirting with each other. For me, I was trying to get, like, what's her angle? I know the Cold Harbor thing is the end all be all for Mark. So, you know, is she there on her own for herself, you know, to interact with this man she had sex with, and she still has some kind of interest? Or is she there for the company? Is she trying to get him, you know, on track? Like, is she investigating the situation that he's in?
The company didn't tell her to sleep with that man. They didn't tell her to.
I know that part.
But therefore, this is a personal visit, okay? She is trying to. She said, perhaps if I turn up pregnant, I need to make friends with this man because this is the baby daddy.
It's so like, yo, she knows she's had sex. She can go get the plan B, all kinds of stuff. Like, if she has that baby, she did it on purpose.
Her plan is to go and link up with Audi Mark. So in case she is, they can be together. That's why she wants him to go meet Pops. She's trying to get kudos with him and trying to get in good with him. Like, me and you, like, we love you here at Lumon. And my heart goes out to you and Jenny, whatever her name is, R.I.P. But were you trying to go to dinner? Like,
yeah, she was wild. She has no shame, man. No shame. She is devious.
Very much so.
I think she kind of likes Mark though, for real. Like, I think at first,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? I think at first it was just like jealousy of her Annie, like, oh, she can make connections like that, but I can't. And then after she was with Mark, it's like, oh, I'm digging Mark. I'm feeling Mark. I feel like it switched for her because at first it was just to get back at her Annie.
No, she. This is probably the first person that she had a connection with in her whole life.
Yeah, she had to have somebody else make it for her. Sound like some rich people shit. Go there and make friends for me.
Exactly. Thank you for the friend that you made me. Now I'll take it from here. Thank you, Helly R. I got it now. I didn't really know how to approach him for real in real life, but now that you set the tone, I might want to sleep with him again.
Yeah, she was wilding in this scene. She know Gemma alive. It's like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, she knows.
She knows everything. Like, yeah, man. She's terrible. She's
terrible. She's unhinged. She is unhinged. She don't need, if she get pregnant, she need to be the one to go to sleep. Let Helly R have the baby, not you. This lady is diabolical in her work. Y'all drop down in the comments and let us know what y'all think about Helena. Do y'all think that her and Helly may be with child soon? And do y'all think that she won't Mark, like, for real, like on the outside? Like does Helena want like to hook up for real? Because she ain't got no friends. But thank y'all for joining us on another Severance Sunday. Again, put your theories in the comment. Tell us how you feel about the code switching. What did Bert do in his past life that would send him to hell? What were they looking for in Irving's house? Why are they spying on Irving? And we still don't know who Irving was talking to on the phone. Irving is up to something. I want to just follow him for a whole episode because that's my guy right there. He's been up to something, like, for real, and I need to know exactly what it is. 3 more episodes, y'all. We're on episode 6. I think this is a 10 episode series. So we got some time to go. When Mark wake up, I need him to be as what? Charles, what you got for next episode?
Man, I hope Mark stop being a bitch. 2 episodes in a row, man. And you know what? And that's why he got severed to start with. He couldn't handle his wife's death. Like, bro can't handle stuff. I'm hoping if they, meld together, he grow a spine. Like, that's my thing with Mark. Like, but then he's gonna know what he been doing in there, and he's gonna know his wife is in there too. Oh my God. I don't know, man. I don't know what I want to see next. I want some answers. How about that? Answer a question too.
Yes. Another morality and human question. People are thinking now, especially the ones that wanted to sever themselves, that the innies are actually, even though they're at work all the time, they're actually getting to enjoy life more because they don't have the trauma of the outies.
Yeah.
They don't have that same stress and anxiety and depression and grief that they have. Like they can go to work and be in a good mood at work, and they can enjoy the music dance experiences.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't sever myself because I know my severed side, because I hate work. I know my severed side would hate to wake up at the office every fucking day. I would just open my eyes and I'm at the office again. Jesus Christ. No, oh my God, it's terrible living.
Correct. It is. It is. Y'all drop down in the comment section and let us know your theories for the upcoming episode 7. Again, we got 3 more, and yeah, we need some answers. And I need Ragabi to actually go ahead and tell Mark the truth that she don't know what the hell she's doing. She's taking this one day at a time, and he is just he's just going along for the ride. Hopefully. Exactly. Well, he the one wanted answers too, but she should at least just told him that part. Like, sir, I don't know either. Okay. You don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. So if we figure this out, it's going to be dangerous, but we might get somewhere. Don't act like you know everything. You don't. But y'all, thank y'all for joining us again. And we will see you all next week. Same time, same place.
It's maybe the night that my tears might let me know all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer. It's maybe the night that my tears might let me know all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer. It's maybe the night that my tears might let me know all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gon' do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me. You ain't know your expectations. I don't even want your congratulations. I recognize your false confidence and calculated promises all in your conversation.